Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
Boom! What is going on, Nerd World Order? How are we doing this lovely day? Yes, I am here. I am in a new system, so I'm still figuring out how not to screw it up. Give me time. I probably will. Yeah, so StreamYard. Gotta love it. I hope this works well. We shall find out. It's not in love with me, I will say that much. But hey, I am here because I got a nice box of stuff. The good people over at McFarlane sent me over some previews of these figures they went out for pre-order about a week ago. They're sold out everywhere. I believe I have maybe some of them. We'll take a look. I don't know. I think they all sold out though. McFarlane stuff has been stupid hot lately as far as sellouts go. So who knows? All right, so I've got one of them. Okay, cool. So let's get rolling. We're going to start off with Azrael and Batman armor. So we have two versions. We have the stupid lighting. Basic version. That's the basic version, right? No, that's platinum version. Sorry, this whole inverted camera mirror thing messes me up. Logo, you're in the way. Nope, this way. Okay. We have basic version. We have platinum version. I'll be honest. I know everyone's favorite Batman comic appears to be Nightfall, but it's not mine. It's always been Hush for me. But these look amazing. I've had a lot of people heard a lot of people kind of bummed that they are going to have to run for the platinum version. That's the name of the game, folks. You got to chase it. I'm sure we'll have a mystery box down the line. These will end up in the personal collection for sure. Hattori Hanzo has arrived. Nobody makes better swords than Hattori Hanzo. I learned that in Kill Bill. Not going to bother taking the card out because it just makes noise when I get these guys open. So yes, Azrael is sold out at McFarlane. He's also sold out at Nerdzoic. He's also sold out at Big Bad. He's also sold out at EE. Yeah, so he's sold out everywhere. Let's get him out of here. Come on. Oh, they got a separate tie for the wings. It would appear that McFarlane has been taking lessons on how to package from NECA with all these twist ties. It's not a bad thing, but it messes with my brain. All right, so. Oh my gosh, there's another. Maybe I should have opened these before going live. But then it's not as fun. You don't get to see my initial reaction. So initial reaction, look at this. All the wings are separate. That's kind of crazy. We're gonna make a little minor change here. We're gonna hide this because it's in my way. So yeah, the wings, that was 3. And there's another 3. So they're all separate, which I am very confused by this. I did not look that well, apparently, to see how this works. Oh, I see how it works. All right, so let's show it off first. We got Azrael in the Batman armor. This is the red non-chase version. Looking fantastic. I don't know, like with Legends, I can tell you what's like, oh, this is the Bucky Cap torso, and they're I have no idea when it comes to McFarlane. I'm not good at that yet. So, but I think he looks phenomenal. Love the color. But what's cool is, so here's the wings. Just a quick look at the wing. And wing's probably the wrong word, but oh well. They attach right up here. So each one attaches by itself, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know why I think it's cool, but I think it is. All right. We are building him live here. Holy cow, this guy is pretty freaking cool. I love it when McFarlane sends me some of these things just because now I'm not tempted to like turn off the pre-order one earlier so I can keep one for myself. Now I can just use this. Hooray. You guys rock. All right, look at this. I don't know why I get Edward Scissorhands vibes. Well, I guess I do know why, but I get them. Look how sweet that guy is. Like, he's probably 4.5, 5 inches thick. Like he's a shelf stealer. Like he is going to make your shelf look awesome. I like him a lot. Let's see what you guys have to say. Hattori Hanzo, you couldn't agree more. Gotta stay right there. Weird that the non-chase is the coloring that was in the comic for 2 issues. Yeah, so I don't remember. I thought I remembered Azrael's coloring being blue and yellow, but that's not really what so I don't remember the red at all. But the chase is the one I remember. Will I offer the chase version? Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how many I get. You would think that there's like a method to the madness. There's not. Steel, I got almost as many like chase steel as I did normal steel. Jeff with the explanation. So he turned red the last 2 issues of Night's End when he got hit with fire. That's pretty cool. Who's asking this? Marquise de Na. Any torso articulation? Yes, but it's kind of hard to do it with the armor on. It seems like it's like the standard twist, and the crunch. There's no ab. Oh well, so there's a crunch underneath the armor here. Is there? No, there's not. Hold on. This is the bad part about doing these live. There is. It's like a chest crunch up. Sorry, it's like a chest crunch up here. So we can do this weird, like perverted motion, like, "Hey, everybody, look at me." But he's also got the abs. So swivel, and at maybe the belly's what he doesn't have, and I'm just crazy. Hold on, let's take this thing off. And it's all off. Okay. Let's peek under the curtain here, bats. Well, not Batman. Okay. I have figured it out. So there's swivel in the waist and there's crunch in the torso. Correct? Yeah. That appears to be correct. No, there's some, you got double. So you got crunch here. Okay. And there's a ball joint in here. You can see it. But the armor makes it really not get too much. But like you can get them. Look at that. He's all the way ready to go in the Azrael mobile. Well, almost. Head up. Look at the road. Azrael. Okay. Now let's open the chase. This is definitely the ones that I remember. The blue and yellow. Yeah, I hear you on the metallic paint. I really like it, especially when I started collecting, they were still doing a lot of that vac metal. Like with C-3PO, you get like the gold vac metal. And that was so cool looking. I miss that. But same with metallic paint. I don't know why we don't see more of it in the Legends line, like we do with the McFarlane. Goodbye, box. This is probably the last time you guys will see me live with the display the way it is. Ooh. I bought another shelf, and I'm going to kind of do like a corner deal. We'll try to create a little bit more display space. But we have been bonkers busy. Today, got a bunch of stuff straight from the land of China coming into the store. The X-Ray Studios bowls popped in today. Kind of a surprise. Yeah, so it's been good. All right. Obviously, exactly the same. And I already lost a wing, but he's down there somewhere. Exactly the same figure, different coloring. And really, it's just red for blue swap out here. So, okay, camera's there. God, I'm bad at this sometimes. Sometimes, all the time. So, yeah, like you can see the gold metallic's the exact same. It's just really swap the blue for the red. Even the eyes are red on both. I definitely prefer the chase. This is going to be one of those figures where people really want the chase, I think, is what's going to end up happening here. Like, nothing wrong with the red, but I feel like this should have been the chase. It's almost like whoever makes the decision on this was like, which one's the main one? Oh, the red one's the main one? Yeah, do that. He's only in the blue for like 2 minutes, even though it's the opposite. Oops. Pop culture living room. Hey, man, I remember those days, too. They would call them, and they still do it, like Movie Maniacs. It's the posed action figures. It's a shame, because, like, if I had a nickel for every time someone told me, I'd buy that if it wasn't a statue. Like, the Fallout stuff that came out last week, a lot of people, I mean, it sold, but a lot of people were like, man, I'd be all over this if it had some articulation. Just Jeff is right there with me on the blue. Northern Nomad, what up, suckers? All right. Next up, we are going to take a kind of a, I don't want to say oldie. This one just came out. If you have this pre-ordered from us, good news. So it was lost by UPS, my entire shipment, last shipment of these 2 weeks ago. They still never found it. They sent a guy to my house today to tell me, you got this, right? And I'm like, no, I never got this. But I got it from somewhere else. I was able to score it from a friend. He's got me the last, I think I have 24 pre-orders outstanding. So if you guys got this pre-ordered, I should have it by Saturday to get this out to you. All right, we have Batfleck here, folks. Ooh. So this is a surprise. I don't know how I didn't know this, but Batfleck has soft goods. And you guys all know I love me some soft goods. All right, time to fight the plastic. Fight the man. I think in the future when I do these, I'm just going to show you a picture of them in package before I go live, because opening them live is not the most fun. All right, Batfleck is free. He comes with 2 bats. Oh my god, why am I blanking on what these are called? But I'm blanking. A grappling gun and 2 fists. Holy cow. Toddy Mac including fists now. Alternate hands, folks. This one really surprised me. This sold out for us, and I bought a lot in a day. But he sold really well, so let's get him up here. Batfleck, take a look. He looks very brooding, so very Batman-y. One of the things I really like about McFarlane is the texture, that it's not just in the paint. Whoa! Focus. It's not just in the paint, it's actually the way it's molded. This is molded on there. Kind of looks like that stuff you put on a cake when you're making it for a kid. But that's on Alfred, whoever designed this suit for him, Bruce. I love the... Ooh, let's see if we can see him here. This. The blades on the edge of this, his shredder blades. Face sculpt looks good. I don't know that looks like Ben Affleck under a mask, but it does look like Bruce Wayne, so there's that. Love the metallic gold on the belt, too. He looks great. And then the soft goods cape, it's semi-see-through, which, oh yeah, you can see the light right through. Move head, you can see the light going right through it. Batarang, thank you. I don't know what is wrong with me. Just Jeff noted, he got it, man. I got my math, but when it comes to opening boxes, he stinks. It's also like my SATs. It's like, man, this guy's really good at math, but he can barely read. All right. We got the last of this. They didn't send over the Nightfall, which I already have the blue Nightfall. That's actually my preference. So I don't think I'm going to add the black and gray Nightfall to the collection. I feel like the Batman shelf's getting out of hand as it is. I'm actually thinking about someone commented earlier, and I missed a comment about how they wish these were 6-inch scale. So do I. I do. But the more I get into some of the third-party brands, like specifically Mythics, those are all closer to this than they are to the 6-inch Hasbro scale. So I'm starting to appreciate them more. I also don't really mix and match brands anymore. So what I'm thinking of doing is when I set this up, so there's a guy, and I'm completely blanking on his name. If you're watching, I'm sorry, but he's at every one of the shows I go to, and he makes these sweet 3D printed logo displays. And I think I'm going to grab them from him and like Velcro them to the front of each shelf. So it's like Marvel Legends, McFarlane DC, Mafex, Mezco, etc. Oh, Just Jeff got the Mez 2 or the X-Men Wave 2. Got here the day of release. Yeah. I regret buying Jay. Oh, her legs. So, fun fact, I actually oversold my Jean Grey by one. So I had to give my open one to my buddy who ordered one. I'm like, hey, you open these, right? Yeah. Here, take this. So he got the open one. But I'm kind of surprised to hear that. What's up with the legs? Is it just wobbly? Coffee good. All right. Anyway, next up, we got first appearance Batman. I'm actually really surprised that it's taken us 2 or 3 years into the line to get these. This one, I don't think there's going to be as much of a run for the chase as there is for the Azrael, because frankly, they don't look that different. The big difference is, if you can see it on top, it's the cell shading. Now, when we get this open, we'll see where else it's shaded. Like, we can see it on the legs, we can see it on the head, and we can see the gloves are blue. So let's open the regular first and get him rolling. Generally, I'm not a huge fan of cell shading. I did like what they did with McFarlane did it was Batman and then it was Nightfall Batman and then a Superman for SDCC last year. I really like those. Well, technically, we do have 1/12 scale figures. It's the Mafex. They're just stupid expensive. They are worth it, in my opinion, but oh no, I opened the wrong one first. Let's open the basic version. Let's open the standard version first. No torso crunch on that jean, really? I didn't even notice that, to be honest. Well, I guess I will get the Mafex of her then. And by get it, I mean go out to my store and grab it off the shelf and say, hey, we lost one. The Gaming G, do you have any tips on how not to get demotivated with all these runs? Be more specific. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, Rick Jones, I'm with you on the cell shading. Not my thing. All right, so... oh, that's weird. All right, so the cape on this is like a fabric. I don't know. I have no idea. It's almost like satiny, but there we go. So as you can see, we get the wrench, which I believe is on the cover with him. Maybe not. I don't remember. Yeah, no, maybe. I don't know. There's a wrench. A grand total of 3 pairs of hands. That's got to be a Toddy Mac record. Love it. I love seeing him do that. All right. I'm going to tell you now, this is not going to be like in my top 5 McFarlane Batmans, just because I've never cared for this design. Come on. Time to come out. Okay. Down there. All right. So here we go. I am on the fence about how I feel about this cape. Oh, wait, you guys are going to be shocked here in a second. So he looks pretty good. Like I said, not my favorite. Come on, do it. Do what I said. I got to get a second camera for this. There we go. Not my favorite Batman design, but he looks good for what he's supposed to be. It is exciting that we're getting the extra pairs of hands, so he's not just making fists all the time. Ab crunch, very limited torso crunch. White belt, double knees, double elbows, pretty standard with the pins. We do get that toe articulation as we normally do. But check this out. So this cape is wired, folks. Has this the first time McFarlane's done this? I don't know. You don't see too many wired capes in standard toys. Like, I don't know if Legends ever does it, but that is cool. So like, you want them to be the closed bat, And like I said, you could see the shine on this. It's almost satiny. The wire is very thin. I'm afraid I'm going to bend it. But the cape is cool. Not a huge fan of the fabric. Love the wiring. I love that they included it. That's going to take me a year to get set up how I want it. Let's hit the comments up quick. Luke, you got the Spidey 185. Awesome. Glad you got that, man. That's that Spider-Man I always say. If you got that, you don't need more Spideys. Dominique Smith, man, I appreciate you. That is awesome. I'm glad that's awesome, dude. And as for the 20 different release dates and different orders, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to work on it when I get off this live. I'm really working on the Nerd Stash, which is our version of Pile of Loot. I'm really hoping that this is going to sound crazy, but come next week at this time, my hope is that it's in beta test. The way it's going to work, it's going to be a little different in that there's one downside. So you have to place your pre-orders separately or else you won't get the notifications when things come in. Other than that, it's going to be great. I can't wait. Shipping will get charged whenever it ships. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Oh yeah, Superboy, can't wait. If you are new to collecting DC, there are so many runs and more come out. How do you get? That's a great question. I've made a couple videos on this, but not specifically to DC. The big thing is figure out what you're going to spend. Set your budget, whatever it might be. If your budget is like $20 a month, then it's $20 a month. And then make yourself a list. Like, what figures do you need? If you're on a tight budget, don't look back. Don't bother trying to go back and get things. They're eventually going to get released again someday. And then, if not, you win the lottery and then you got them. But my big thing is buy what you can afford and then get Pharaoh representation is what I'm about. Like, I don't necessarily need 40 Batmans, but I want to have every member of the Bat family, like their main look to me. I want to have a classic version of every Batman villain. DC is a little bit easier for me because aside from Batman and tiny bit Superman, I don't know it as well because I never read it. I did do some reading of it last year. I bought the app for a year, but there's so many characters. I'm just like, who the hell's that? Like, it happens all the time to me. But what you do, just buy what you can. Like, Green Lantern, you don't need 30. Just get the one you need. That's my advice. Got tracking for your Action Force. Hooah! Gotta love you some Action Force. Yeah, I really enjoy the Reign of Superman Mafex, if that's what you're talking about. The Cyborg Superman. I got a return on one a while back that had some damage to it. He was great. And by damage, I mean, that's the one thing about Mafex. They do tend to, there's some QA issues in there. So I have had to replace a few of them. Is it the same as the cape material that came with the Batman 66? Let's see. I have one here. I never opened it. Yes, same material, but with wiring. Ab Crunch is the next question. It does? Let's see how much. Yeah, crunch. That's about it. Not the greatest on the ab. But his torso can get him into a good, what's the move? The camel clutch. Bring the Iron Sheik in here. Ah, shit, top jabroni. It might be nylon. I've seen some wired in Mafex and in Mezco, but that's it. London After Midnight, Professor Burke. I have heard nothing, but NECA generally goes on what I like to call, they go dark in March because they do the collector events with Walmart and Target. And then what ends up happening is in April, I'll just randomly get charged for like $30,000 worth of figures because that's what happened last year. So that's my guess is we'll see it in April. The McFarlane Cyborg Superman. Has that come out yet? That hasn't even been. We got Steel. I haven't seen any images of it. Generally, McFarlane sends me my images a week before, and they have me like on lock and key kind of NDA, so I can't share them. But I have not even heard if that's announced yet. I know, like, you guys, they're all available publicly now. The JLA figures that are coming out tomorrow, or they're getting released tomorrow, those I saw last week. Those I really like. I'm really curious to see how they do. Specifically, that's Superman. I don't know if anyone's going to be super excited for that. Matthias, as soon as I figure it out, man, it is such a, it's kind of a nightmare, international shipping. Unless I'm willing to just be like, here you go, figure it out with customs. Getting it all figured out has been rough. Yeah, you do need like 30 Green Lanterns to get the whole corpse. Sometimes you get Mathex, that's right. And that's why you should always buy your Mathex from Big Nerdy, because I'll hook you up if you mess it up or if it's broken. I have like a drawer of parts. Sometimes I like to send those on over to eBay and sell them as broken. If you ever see broken stuff on eBay getting sold, it's probably from me. So McFarlane's got a Cyborg Superman. That makes sense since we saw the well, we already got Steel. I'm blanking, but I think we got other things. Didn't we get a Raina Superman from them? What is it? The recovery suit, maybe? I forget. I love Four Horsemen soft goods. They are fantastic. Bastion, what up? All right, let's swig the coffee, and then we got one more. We got the Chase version of the first appearance Batman to open. Coffee is chugged. All right. This room is a wreck right now. I mean, in fairness, the store is kind of messy too. Last week was just like I think I mentioned this earlier. It was just, in restaurants, we would call it balls to the wall. Okay. Like, that's how crazy it was in here. Like, I think we shipped out 500 orders last week. Do-do. Do-do. Where are you tied? There you are. Ooh. All right. This one has a nice advantage here. So here's the thing. I told you it was cell shaded. I'm going to try to do this like a cool reveal. But here's the thing I really like. Look at the cape. Inside of the cape has the blue. So while I don't love the cell shading on the head or the boots necessarily, I really like the black cape. Really, 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 really like the black cape. Can't wait to say that this is awesome. Sorry, I'm reading and talking as I go. This thing is just super cool looking. I'll tell you, I was really going to say, I think I said it already, that I liked the basic version better. Okay, there we go. But the blue on the cape might have swayed me. I think if I had to have one, I'd still want the, which one's the non-chase? This one. I'd want the basic, but this is pretty awesome. So, yeah, pretty cool. McFarlane Toys, thank you again for that. I love working with you guys. I know I'm like the one weirdo in this area where I'm like a YouTuber, but I also am a retailer, so it's a weird thing. Let's head back to the comments. Charles, you are right. Messy is always better than flooded. So we have 2 different storage units now. At some point, I'm just going to have to get a warehouse, but I really don't want to. Chris, will I be selling the platinum version? I don't know. It depends on how many I get. If I only get 2 or 3, I'll probably just mystery box them. If I get a lot, I'll put them up. By a lot, I mean like 10. If I only put up 2 or 3, people get angry. Brad, what's up, dude? How you doing? Just got the Magneto. Yeah, I am really excited for the Mondo stuff. So my Mondo story is I ran into them at PowerCon, and they had them out on display. And if you guys remember, I was crippled at PowerCon. Well, nothing a little about me, but my ankle was all jacked up, and I was in a scooter. And I'm like circling their booth in a scooter like an idiot because I'm just like, oh. And I regret not buying the Motu, the Masters of the Universe Battle Cat. But when I ran into them at Toy Fair, I'm like, yo, I need an account. And I got my account. I got it all set up. So I bought a couple figures just to see how it goes. I got to go in there and order a bunch more. But yeah, they're cool. They're really cool. I probably won't do the X-Men personally. I think I'm going to stick to the Masters for myself, just because with 12-inch, you got to start dealing with space. But they are so beautiful. The one with the X-Men that's going to really tempt me is that Gambit, as well as the why am I blanking? Oh, Sabretooth. Sabretooth should be here soon, too. Void Marvel Legends. So my initial order got canceled because Hasbro. Thank you, Hasbro. It was ordered before the end of the year, supposed to ship before the end of the year, and then something happened. I don't know. But I got the replacement coming, so they're not sending me my assortments. They're only sending me solid cases of each figure. Supposedly by mid-March. We're like 3 days away from mid-March, so should be soon. Gotta have that Batman, huh? Yeah, the platinums can be hard to chase down. Let's see. I didn't show the black and gray one. I didn't get that one. I haven't started doing the international shipping yet. I'm still trying to find a way to make it not ridiculous. Oh, that's pretty cool. The original Skeletor my buddy has. It looks great. I was at ZoloCon for a grand total of 2 hours. My babies had, my daughter, she had a basketball game from 10 to 11. We live in Harrisburg, so it took me, I left that game, flew out of there, hit the drive-thru at Panera to get some coffee, and made it out there by like 1:30. I was really disappointed with I'll never understand some dealers at some shows. Like some shows priced perfectly. For this show, they had everything priced so high it wasn't worth buying anything. I kind of get it because ZoloCon charges a ridiculous amount for tables, but you're better off selling something than nothing. I see D. Robinson wants to see the Nightfall again, so I don't have the Batman. I have the Azrael in the armor here. So they come chase, non-chase, and we got each one, the wings come separate, and there's 6 of them, and they kind of, I don't know what they remind me of, but they do remind me of something. I don't know, but they all have little spots they plug in up here. We go pa-pow. We go pa-pow. Get in there. We go. I'm going to put 3 of them in for now. But yeah, this guy's, he's probably my favorite of this wave, I think. Sorry, let me get him up here for you to see. Yeah, there we go. That's half of them. But like he's going to be a big shelf stealer for sure. He looks cool. So with that out of the way, if you guys are watching on replay, nothing else to see in that sense, but I figured we just kind of chill for a little bit and talk while I'm here. I don't get to do lives as much as I like because of how crazy busy things have been. We try to make sure we get our stuff shipped out within 1 business day, so that's been kind of tight lately. We've barely done that, but we still do it. I'm not going to change that. For those, let me see. I do have a couple pre-order updates for some of you. I can give you. Mezco Turtles starting to ship, baby. I got our first dozen today. So if you were one of the first dozen who ordered, yours is shipping today, unless you still owe payment. If you missed out on the pre-order for them, once I get confirmation on my next dozen, I have a handful that are unsold. I will reopen the pre-order once I confirm that they are actually going to come and not get canceled or allocated on me. Crimson Dynamo actually came today. Yeah, Crimson Dynamo, he showed up. He doesn't say he's in stock yet because we're still fulfilling the pre-orders, but yeah, pretty cool. Ooh, that Plastic Man, dude. I don't know much about Plastic Man other than I made that one video where I called him a ripoff Reed Richards, even though I know it's the other way around just to make people angry. I thought it was funny. But he looks so cool. I don't know if everyone saw that. But he looks awesome. I kind of do think McFarlane will eventually make a tumbler. I don't see why not. You know, I don't know that they make that much on the vehicles, to be honest. Like, to make that Batmobile for the price they did, they had to make it for they had to make no money on that. It's all I can think. Legion, if you're talking about the Infinity Saga, I'm still waiting on more of those. Those were with my Void Wave. Them and my Void Wave and my Green Goblins all got screwed on me at the end of the year because they didn't transfer over to their new inventory. I was able to replace everything, but I'm still waiting on those last two. Bastion, you sold off your DCU. I don't blame you there. I'm not I kind of go back and forth because so now the DCU, I'm calling it's more than just the Snyderverse, right? Because we're going to include the Batman Forever figures that are the Batman. Is it Batman Forever that came out already? What was the Mr. Freeze Batman? Whatever that was. We'll put that one in there. I know they're going to make more. I could tell you there's more movie waves coming. I can't tell you what. But there's a lot of cool stuff down the line coming for that. What I wonder for McFarlane, because I don't know the product as well, I wonder how many big ideas they could have left. I've read that the DCU is a fifth the size as the Marvel universe. So does that mean they're eventually going to run out of characters? I don't know. But that's why I think we'll get things like Tumblr. Go figures, go. Go figure, go. Hey, I remember you. We've talked many times, haven't we? I got to look you up now to make sure to say what you are, who I think you are. Not exactly. I thought you were the guy who sold the signs, but I remember talking to you too, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so the tables there were nuts. Were absolutely nuts. I looked because I was thinking about getting a table to sell off some of my old personal collection of things I want to move on from. I could not believe they wanted $500 for tables in some spots. I'm like, yeah, you're nuts. Yeah, there's definitely things they could pull out, but they have to really get into the Build-A-Figure to do that. And frankly, I don't know how well they're going to sell. When they do a lot of the more niche characters, I have noticed they don't sell as well. So I don't know. The Page Punchers also, not well. I don't know. We just got that Ghost of Krypton. That sold abysmally. Somehow Big Bad sold out of it, though. So I don't know if they're only getting a few of them or what. But I just don't get that at all. I don't know if they're written. I don't know if that's something that they made up. Did Todd write a comic called Ghost of Krypton? I don't know. I should Google this. Ghosts of Krypton. Oh, no, that's a real thing. So I looked it up. It is a real thing. It's a Supergirl storyline. So, yeah, I don't know. McFarlane getting the Walking Dead license? I didn't even know that. See, look how good I am. Here's the thing with McFarlane. I need to get an account with them. I'm buying them through a distributor still. And the pricing stinks. The timeline stinks. I can't increase my orders. It's a pain in the butt. So I'm hoping to open an account with them soon. I just don't know that I can fulfill their minimums because I'm still kind of new to selling McFarlane. Keep going with the animated stuff. Yeah, I mean, his animated figures, I don't think they sold that well. Well, I guess that's a lie. So, we got the, what were they? the New Adventures ones like a week or two ago. So yeah, they actually sold pretty well. I was surprised. I'm working on getting Loose Collector as a vendor in general. I've been buying them through other people and distributors. I talked to them literally 2 weeks ago, actually. I need to actually, this is one of those difficult things, like in the weed store stuff, but I need to figure out a better distribution network from China. So basically there's companies that will, you can have your factory ship stuff to like a forwarder basically, and they'll combine everything into a cost-effective shipping unit, and then they'll ship it over to you, usually by boat, because that's the most cost-effective. I need to figure that out soon, but it's so hard because like when you start Googling like real Chinese websites, not American ones pretending to be Chinese, a lot of it is like really hard to communicate with, because Google Translate to Chinese does not work well at all. In fact, I've been working with sorry, I just blanked for a moment. I've been working with X-Ray Studios for like a month to get the combatants bulls in. They just came in today, and a month's probably wrong. It's more like 3 months. Getting them done was crazy. Why are you guys spelling now wrong? I don't even... Oh, I get it. Ha ha! NWO! Woohoo! I was really confused. I thought we were spelling now wrong in some ads. Oops. House of Dragon. I don't know. So Diamond Select figures are... Marvel Select sell well. Diamond Select, they make so many of them that people are like, I'm just going to wait till it goes on clearance. And they seem okay with that. So I'm like, all right, cool. Then I'm going to be the retailer who waits for them to go on clearance. And once they're on clearance, I'll buy them up. It's a shame, too, because I like a lot of the stuff they do. A lot of it's a little too cheap, though, like cheaply made. You hold like those Invincible figures. They look cool, but you hold one compared to like a McFarlane or a Hasbro, it just doesn't feel right. That's it. D. Blake. That's what I'm thinking of. That is it. Mondo He-Man's here. I got to open that thing soon, too. I really need to. I'm really excited for that. Like, I've had that here for almost 2 weeks now, and I still haven't opened it, which is a borderline miracle, I'd say. Hey, cool. All of today's orders are shipped. Hooray. Now it's on to pre-orders. Crimson Dynamo. What? All right, guys. Well, this has been fun. I think I need to head on out now and do some actual work. Hooray. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Remember, you got to get old. Don't have to grow up. Just be cool and stay nerdy. Later.